There he is. Good evening. Good evening, Deano.
How are we? You all right?
Yeah, not too bad. Let me just turn up my speakers lower than I thought. There we go.
I just had to do the same.
I was trying to go live on my iPad, and then it was just like, it was wanting to change things. I just don't get it. Why does each version have to be so different to the other?
I know. It's a pain, isn't it? It is a pain. But yeah, thank you for this. I've been looking forward to it.
No, likewise, really good. I think, as we sort of both grow in what we do on here, and us as the Block 9 podcast, it's good to, that's what we said we'd hope would happen. We'd bring on some more people and other fans. And to be fair, we've had great engagement, and most people have been fantastic. So, we had Travis from Sunderland that joined us for the preview last Thursday, and then for the post-match game. So yeah, it's really good. And I am ready for the inevitable. And I've got a couple of others as well, so I'm just gonna try and just ready myself to just see if I can review. Yeah, because trying to view everything on the comments while you're live is never easy, is it?
No, it's not. It's not, definitely, especially when we're trying to communicate to each other as well as try and involve the community. It's difficult, but make sure everybody in the comments on both my side and the Crazy Pilgrim side that you do get involved as much as you possibly can. We will try and get you guys involved as much as we possibly can. It's not just us two crazy guys trying to talk your ears off. It is just we want to get you all involved as well. So do get involved with us. Write your comments in the comments section. We will read them out throughout the live as much as we possibly can as well.
Exactly. I was hoping. I'm just going to go away, iPad. There we go. So I can. I'm going to sort of join in on my iPad on my Block 9 account, so I can actually then better see the comments as well, because that will always be fun and games. Although looking at it, it sticks them very small in the bottom, which is not helpful. But yeah, how's your week been? It just feels like it was only yesterday. We were playing Sunderland and doing the preview. And then we're like, what? It's Thursday already?
It's literally come round so quick, hasn't it? Yeah, especially when you're busy all week. I've had a busy week. I'm sure you probably have as well. So, yeah, it's just nice to have something to look forward to every weekend, isn't it? Very, very much so.
Yeah, go on.
Especially considering we're playing you guys as well. I'm looking forward to that. I don't really know what to expect from Plymouth after the last Sunderland game against Sunderland, to be fair, this time.
It's definitely going to be one of those where I think if you looked back before the Sunderland game, there would have been a lot of thoughts on, you look at your fixtures ahead and you're like, well, we've got Plymouth, Portsmouth, Plymouth. It's like, they should be good, easy wins. But what is so clear in this league is that no game is an easy win. And, that's just quite clear. And Marcus, who's on my side of the chat, sort of summed it up the other night, actually. And it's like, Wednesday beat us 4-0, Sunderland beat Wednesday 4-0, and then we beat Sunderland 3-2. It's just a crazy league.
Yeah, it literally, that result, I think you probably broke everybody's accumulators on the weekend, to be fair. Nobody probably expected that. Especially with the form Sunderland have been in. I mean, there were 4 wins, 4 games, 4 wins, and only 1 goal against, and that was an own goal. At the end of the day, they'd been playing really, really well. So for you guys to then score 3 against them, which in itself was an achievement, but also to win the game like you did, especially late on, massive achievement as well. I thought Sunderland were good first half, but I thought you were the much better team second half, and I thought you deserved the victory. Definitely, but obviously it's a different kettle of fish against the Albion this weekend because you're away from home, and obviously we've kept 2 clean sheets at home at the Hawthorns this season already, against Leeds and against Swansea. So yeah, different kettle of fish this weekend. What are you expecting from the fixture?
Yeah, so I think, we'll just, just got to get us, I suppose, going on our session tonight. So before we start going into the questions, Dino, look, just first of all, both of us from both sides, thank everybody that's joined us tonight. We're enjoying doing this, and it's great that we can have fellow fans come on and talk at the same time. We will involve as many of you as we can, and we can keep up within the comments. Yeah, so bear with us both, because we've got a screen section that big, as you can probably see your end, to try and actually read them out. So we will try and give some names out as we go along. But I suppose it's time to...
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live!
Absolutely love it.
There we go, folks. That's what it's all about. You've got to bring a bit of fun to these things. And of course, for those that are in and know, we've also got the infamous on our show of... So we had a lot of fun with that last Thursday. But yeah, look, let's crack on with the football chat and let's get involved. And that's why everybody's here, as well as for a bit of fun. So yeah, so sort of looking at the agenda of questions that we have tonight for each other. Yeah, as Deano said, what are we expecting from this fixture? And sort of thinking about it earlier, it's when you consider, and I can see AJ is in, who is a Sheffield Wednesday fan. He does a lot of streaming as well, farming stuff, which is mad when you watch it. But, you look at them, 4-0 win against us at the start of the season, and then it sort of, collapsed. Not collapse, that's a wrong word, but it's not been so great for them afterwards. And I thought they would go on and do well. Whereas we then sort of started to get our heads together. All the axes were out for Rooney, all the pre-season chat and that brought with that. He's just calm and cool and he's just like, yeah, I'm just going to get on with what I know and feel I can do. And we've just seen ourselves improve. And I think, sort of against Hull and against Stoke, sort of there's probably, we probably could have got some more points out of those and even QPR. But I think against, Sunderland, everything started to come together. And that's without our new signing in midfield. It didn't come on till half time. So I'd like to see us sort of continue with that confidence. We're definitely going to carry a huge amount of momentum going into the game, which is a massive plus. The atmosphere and the feeling in that game on the weekend was just incredible to witness. So we will carry that momentum in. I want to see us get more of those clear-cut chances. You've only let in 2 goals. Sunderland only let in 1. And we managed to pit 3 past them. So your defence is obviously keeping a lot of chances out. I think, there's a couple of players like Sissoko, and I'll come on to that in a minute when we talk players that, as he showed late in the game, if he pits the earlier passing, or even in the second half, I should say, it created the chance, it created the penalty, or created Whittaker's chance, it created the penalty, and he also had a wicked shot that just rang off the crossbar. So I'd like to see us sort of be more confident in looking for that pass early on. But we do tend to go at it and have done away under Rooney. And I'm just, because you're at home, like you said, you've got that advantage. It just makes me nervous that if we do that again with what you've got in the attacking line and in midfield, that could be painful. So what are you expecting?
Yeah, so obviously we couldn't have asked for a better start of the season. I mean, 5 games, 4 wins, 1 draw. I mean, 3 clean sheets and only 2 goals against. And everybody says defence wins leagues. And of course, we've had a really strong start to the season. A lot of people argue that we haven't really played anybody yet of value, really, is what people would say. I mean, we played Leeds. We were the better team on the pitch. We probably deserved more than the point that we got against Leeds when we played Leeds. And obviously, we've just gone on strength to strength from that game. Portsmouth, a lot of fans, I think, expected Portsmouth to, especially with it being at Fratton Park. I mean, I expected a more difficult game than it actually turned out to be. First half, they did, with that intensity, Portsmouth did come at us with that intensity in the first half. But in the whole game, they still never actually registered a shot on target, even with that intensity, which tells you that we were very, very strong defensively, not just through the back line, but also as a team. And then, obviously, it's the championship know-how and the championship experience that we've got in our manager, but also the players that we've got on the pitch. I mean, Alex Mowat was a world beater for us on the weekend. I think his 2 goals just topped that. But his performance from midfield was absolutely brilliant as well. Yeah. Now, obviously, we've been scoring more away from home than we have at home. We only scored the once at home so far this season. A lot of the Bayers fans, especially on my side, have said in the comments, I've already said that we're expecting it to be 3-4-0. I mean, on my own page, I have gone quite confident and said 4-0 this weekend. But that's because we've been waiting for it to click at home. We've been seeing it against Leeds. We saw it against Swansea. And we created the chances. We just weren't clinical enough at home to put more of those chances away. Like you say about Plymouth, having that momentum, and that's a good thing, obviously, from a Plymouth perspective. but it could be what undoes you this weekend, if that makes sense, because I think we like that at the Albion with teams that come onto us. We struggle more against teams that sit in a low block. We prefer teams that do attack us, and obviously if you come at us with that momentum, that will leave space for us to exploit, especially down the wings with Carl and Grant and Tom Fellows, which I think is what we're expecting and hoping for this weekend.
Dino, just hold fire, Dino. Let me just get Rooney on the phone. Rooney, are you listening in? Yeah, just make sure you pick up these points. Right?
I'm hoping that you do have that momentum and that you do attack us from the start, if anything, and because I do feel as though that will play into our hands a little bit more. But like you say, this league is so hard to predict. Any game is so hard to predict. I just think it'll be a very, very good game. That's what I'm expecting.
Yeah, that's exactly, and I think that's where it could be. You're right that there will be a bit of concern probably amongst our fan base of don't want to go in there with sort of too cocky and thinking but it could be massive. To get 2 wins, one home, one away on the 2 table-topping teams. So, hell of an ask, absolutely. I just want to come in on this point for all of those that are joining in from both sides. Just to let you know, we're in co-host mode. So those that have joined me and are normally expecting to hear Andy and Carl and Harvey, etc., and join in the chat. While we're in co-host mode, you can't have guessing, unfortunately. So please bear with us. If you are wondering and you're trying to send guest requests in, that'll be why. But look, we all appreciate you for coming in. We appreciate the gifts and all the likes. Keep tapping that screen. And more importantly, please share it. Let's do the 12th man challenge. Everybody, open up your share and select 12 people. If you've got them in your friends, then just fire this out there so we can expose it. I'm just going to read a few that are in my chat, and then I'll hand over to Dean as well so he can do that. So we've got Marcus tonight. Yes, Marcus tonight, who's always coming on the shows with us, is brilliant, as is Blaz. We've got the Football Fan Hub on. We got a TikToker on, Plym, Harry, Liam, Ben. Carl, who's obviously co-host with us, is on, of course. Harvey will join us later. Josh, Sean, there's loads, and I don't mean to miss anybody out. Elliot, Ali, we all appreciate you coming in. Dean, who have you got to shout out on your end?
We've got Kyle, Cracky, Jay, E. We've got quite a few in here. Shah, good to see you. How we doing? Michael Wall, good to see you as well. And Ashley, welcome back. Thank you for joining as always, guys. Thank you for the support as always, and you Ols, and then of course Macca and everybody else in here. And Luke has just said West Brom 3-0, I think so, and Jay has said West Brom will win 5-0. So you can see the confidence this side. I'm just worried that this is going to come back and bite us on the bum, to be honest.
Well, what I'll say to those guys is, get out. And I have to play it throughout because those that are on your side that don't know, we like to have a bit of fun on our stream and that with sound effects. So we got our favourite. So yeah, if you don't know that and you haven't seen that guy, fantastic. I'll get Andy just to tag him in our comments at least. But yeah, I won't come on to my score predictions just yet. So as I start to digest these answers from you on these questions, I'll start to build up what I think. But yeah, exactly. And we have touched upon it a bit. If we go sort of look at our next question in terms of the starts of the season. And I mentioned about sort of the games that we should have really got some points from. I know, and I've sort of made it on my notes that there's people that will say, well, you started off with Leeds, then you had Stoke, then you had Swansea, and then Portsmouth. It wasn't the hardest of starts, was it? I absolutely sort of discount that sort of talk, especially early on, because of what I said at the start. We lost to Wednesday 4-0. Sunderland beat them 4-0. We beat them 3-2. This league is so up and down. Luton have finally got that win as well. We play them next after you guys. So, momentums can shift very, very quickly, as we know in this league, which is why it is arguably one of the best leagues, if not the best leagues in football out there at the moment. So, I'd never like to sort of think of that talk. But for us, I suppose the big pressure, more so on Rooney. And yeah, you hear people talk about, it's Rooney's Plymouth. It's Plymouth, and Rooney's the head coach. And most of us, 90% of us probably now are happy that he's our manager. it is and was the most weirdest announcement, an unexpected announcement, as I'm sure your guys would appreciate, Dean. But do you know what? It's starting to come together, and the biggest thing for us was after that win on Saturday. The captain Joe Edwards, who's just been immense, telling us how well the players are gelling together, working for each other, working for Rooney, and to me, the biggest and most important thing in your club is if you have that connected bond with the players and the manager. There's nothing worse when it starts to break down. We've all experienced it over our time, so I feel like at the moment I'm super happy with our start. So tell us a bit about yours and your manager. I don't know too much about him. I'm not a detailed person in football, but give us a bit of a heads up.
Yeah, just to touch on what you said about Rooney as well, I think you have the outside perspective of everybody in the league. When you look at Rooney's record, everybody's going to jump on that as a manager, and everybody's going to be like, wow, Rooney's not done very well as a manager so far. Great player, not a great manager. And I think everybody up to this point is entitled to that opinion, probably.
Absolutely.
Obviously, until he manages your team and you see that team week in, week out, and you see how the team plays in and out of possession, you don't know what style of play Rooney will want to play. And of course, you have the best perspective. Being a Plymouth Argyle fan, obviously you've watched it for 5 games now already this season, so everybody should listen to you and obviously other Plymouth fans that have seen it from their own perspective now. In terms of Corberan and West Brom, I mean, when Corberan took us over, you may not know this, but West Brom were actually in a really, really difficult place. We were actually very, very close to liquidation and administration, and not a lot of people are aware of that. Obviously, we were under the ownership of Guachan Lai, and we were in a lot of debt because of this. And Steve Bruce was a manager before Carlos Corberan. And when Carlos Corberan came in, he took over a team that had only won 1 game in 13 matches underneath Steve Bruce, and we were in the relegation zone of the Championship. And he turned us around without spending any money because we had none. So using only the same players that Steve Bruce had, and turned us into a playoff position team, which is amazing, unbelievable. And of course, his passion shone through. When you see, as I'm sure you'll know as a fan, when you see your manager that is passionate about your club and wants to do well for your club and wants to do it for the fans, and even though he gets potentially better offers elsewhere and chooses to stay, it makes you just love that man straight away. And that is what's happening at the minute with the Albion. We love Corberan, we love his style of play. And now this year, we've obviously got a new owner in Sheelan Patel, and we seem to be going in the upward trajectory as well. And he's been backed this year. We're in the transfer market. We can replace our starting 11 with a whole other another starting 11 without a drop off in quality, which is massive for us, especially going throughout the season. So in terms of Corberan and obviously our team and our start to the season, I think before the start of the season, when we lost a lot of our key players like Yakushlu, Thomas Asante, Townsend, Kipre, when we lost these players, we were all going, okay, going to be a tough season. We'll be happy with mid-table. But now we've seen the players that we've brought in, even though a lot of them are probably unknowns to a lot of people. I mean, they were to us. These players have come in and look absolutely brilliant and look a steal for what we signed them for. And, of course, it just looks and it bodes well for the season for us. And, of course, we trust in Corberan. And myself and a lot of the Albion faithful do believe that Corberan in the future will be managing one of the very best teams in the world.
Yeah, it's great, really, from that side in being fortunate to have, sort of fans come on who've gone through changes. Steve Bruce has just joined. Who's he joined recently? I've forgotten.
Blackpool. Yeah, that's Blackpool.
So he never wants to go and retire fully, does he? But, and also there's lots of gifts going on, lots of likes going on again on both sides, I'm sure. So, we both appreciate that.
Thank you, everyone.
Keep yourself while we can. Easily keep up with your comments, guys. Get the chat going between yourselves. I've got Andy and Carl who are moderators on my side, so they will reply to you all as well where we can. And Andy's just said he's gone skint again on his TikTok balance because he's given so many gifts to the live. So thank you for the love. But I think from our side as well, when you've got everybody just looks at Plymouth and it's like, oh, it's a small club, and and it's like, they won't be up here long. And when you look at the wage budgets and the spends against, other clubs, and you look at those stats in the league, it's so many bigger teams, are so used to just big money being spent, and it becomes second nature, and for us with our owner, he's invested quite a lot. Infrastructurally, he's invested very wisely because, sort of I knew the old chairman in our last championship days, and they didn't have the personal wealth that Simon has, but he's reached that sort of cap really. But he's out there looking for investors. But it's not about just go and get someone with loads of money. It's also, as a fan, it's massively important that you get the right investment, and he's doing that. He's not just going to go and take someone who's like, look at Birmingham, for example. It is all just about the PR. And no offence to Birmingham fans, I mean that because, they had a great great match against Wrexham the other night. I really don't want them to go up. They spent a huge amount of money. Obviously, he did score. I won't mention his name because he's from Exeter, you see. But he did score a couple of goals, and that may prove pivotal for them. But and if you take it to our players, you've got Whittaker, who was massively touted for leaving. I banked on the fact that at the end of the season that I felt my gut said he wasn't going to go. He is so settled here, but I also think he would really want that Premier League club. He doesn't want to move to another Championship club. But if someone had to come in for 15 million, which I think is at a bit of a high end, respectfully to him, the club might have then had to have had a conversation. But we've managed to keep him. He got a goal on Saturday. He got one against QPR, which was our only shot on target. And how pivotal was that? And and we've kept obviously a few of our older players that have been with us, even from League One. And Edwards, our captain. I mean, I don't know what he was drinking and doing over the pre-season, but he's just been immense. But that's also a big concern for us because at the moment he didn't start in the Wednesday game at all, and so the concern is if something happens to him, who's our next leader on the pitch, and some of these players and leaders that you've got are absolutely crucial, in your squad, and he will hopefully be that way again tonight. Tonight on Saturday. But you do sort of, if he just gets a knock or whatever, it's just like, we just can't, or gets too many bookers, we just can't afford to lose him. But yeah, it's great to be in these sort of good positions. And for us, I was sort of hoping really Wayne was going to come when it was announced he was going to go. Do you know what? I've got 140 million in my back pocket. I'm going to stick a few quid into the club. And as you might have seen, Deano, he's even been down the local Barbican, which is a great place to have a drink and that when the weather's good. And he's doing karaoke, maybe up to certain early hours. But as long as he doesn't bring it into work and it doesn't affect the team, then I'm happy with that, and we're happy with that.
I was going to say, I think that can actually feed into the team as a feel-good atmosphere as well, and I think that's probably what he wants for himself from his career as well. I know, if anybody, we saw from his playing career the standards. That was brilliant. The standards.
Whoever gifted for that and got us to the eggs, thank you for that. Yeah, sorry, Dino.
The standard that he sets for himself as a player, obviously, he's going to set them same standards as a manager. So, if anybody's going to be his biggest critic, it'll be himself, Wayne Rooney, at the end of the day. And I think if anybody is well aware that this is probably his last rodeo, if it doesn't work well for him this time, then it probably will be his last shot at it, to be fair, at management. So I think he will very much be giving this his all at Plymouth this time round, which I hope benefits you as a team as well. Obviously, in terms of your players like Whittaker, I did expect him to go, to be honest. Obviously, we don't see it from an outside perspective. It did look with the teams that were coming in for him, it did look like he'd be moving on. I'm glad he hasn't, because that's good for you. Because I hate to see players of Whittaker's quality go and warm a bench somewhere else, and it really upsets me when that happens. But obviously, I know that happens a lot of the time in football. But also, the person that I've been really impressed with on your side so far this year is Sissoko. And I know he's a new signing, but he looks absolutely quality. And you've got him on loan, have you? Or is he?
So Toulouse, if I've got that one, I think that's correct. He is on loan. And it's an interesting one, sort of one of the questions, guys, that is what players should, the opposition look out for. So there's a lot of people who's been on my sort of lives as a Block 9, match, sort of post matches, etc., where I've been a little bit critical of him, and I feel justified. So from an outside in, you sort of, he's a bit of a flair player, and he looks the beers and all this sort of stuff. But when you actually are watching the games, this is where the Sunderland game really sort of proved it for me, and I kept saying that he's doing too many step overs. He can take players on and he can, run down the wing and get past them. But what Sunderland were clever to do is they got 2 or 3 defenders on him very quickly. But what he was doing is he was doing all the step overs, and he's been doing that in the games leading up to it. And all of a sudden, when you on the break, and then the opposition gets back and are able to cover places, and it's like he hasn't even put the ball in the box yet. And then when he would go to put the ball in the box, the chances would have gone. And I think for me, what happened against Sunderland is that happened in the first half. In the second half, for 5 or 10 minutes, he did the same. Whatever point it was, can't remember off the top of my head, leading up to the Whittaker goal. But on that one, he put an early ball in, which caught the defenders out. Hard ball in, which was hit by right, which was then deflected, and then Whittaker just volleyed it right into the, obviously onto the bar because it was an own goal.
Yeah, it counted as an own goal.
Yeah, so I put him down as sort of that player for creative and goal threat. We have got that loan in. Go on.
Would you say with Sissoko then that he's very much everything's there potential wise, but it's just at the moment that end product with him then?
Yeah, and you sort of, and whether or not there's anything else in his locker that he has issues with, because not to discredit Plymouth, but you sort of think a player like that, if he's got all that ability, why hasn't he done better in his career? So I think if Rooney can get the best out of him, and it was quite clear because Edwards said, and even Whittaker said in their post-match after the game, that sort of you could sense actually that Whittaker was getting quite frustrated with the fact he wasn't putting the balls in early. But it was quite clear from those 2 interviews that that he was told almost, just get the ball in as early as you can. And at the end, I think Edwards went up to him and someone sort of suggested they could see that he was saying, "I told you so," when we got that penalty. So he's the key one. And I sort of picked down Edwards because of the fact that, he will get the team going. So, he will mark as best he can, sort of, is it your John Swifts that you've got, and that are proven sort of very effective. He was marking Mundell, and that was an interesting battle, and he got in his head.
Sorry, bear with me.
That's right. Evening, whoever's in the background at Dino's place there.
Yeah, sorry, it's just the missus. She just wants me to shut the door. Bear with me.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, same. They don't want to hear us talking about football. While Dean's just doing that, I can see we're up to 136 people in right now. Everybody, appreciate you coming on board. I'll just give a bit of a summary about what you're seeing now if you're not aware. So I'm Mike the Crazy Pilgrim. I'm a massive Argyle fan. I do many lives, but also host a live for the what we call the Block 9 podcast on here, which we've got the Grumpy Lawyer who's moderating in the chat, Andy, and also Carbonard the Green Giant, who's also moderating. We're in co-host mode, so we can't bring any guests in as we usually do at the moment. But yeah, we're talking about the West Brom and Argyle preview game to Saturday. So Dean's probably equally got a lot of people in. A lot of people are liking Tap That Screen. We want to get up to 20, let's go for it, 20,000 likes by the end of this live. And we appreciate all the gifts that are coming through as well. And I'm sure there's a lot happening at your end as well.
Tap the screen, everybody, if you can, guys. Thank you for everybody that is joining. Thank you for everybody that is here as well. I've even got my dad on here as well, Baggies fan, season ticket holder with myself. We'll be there on the weekend. I've got a lot in here. We've even got a Wolves fan in here that's he joins the live quite often. Got quite a few. We've got a question for you, actually. I think somebody has asked, saying, do you think West Brom will win?
So you're sort of trying to eke out my score prediction now, aren't you? So what do I think? So I sort of managed to, for once, successfully predict on the Sunderland preview that we would win 3-2. I don't think there's going to be just one goal in this game. If it ends up being a draw, it might be a goalless draw and it'd be a mental goalless draw. I do feel that there's going to be goals again in this game. If I was to say I'm going to say I never bet against us, right? So that's just something I've never done. So I'm obviously going to either lead in with a draw or a win. So I'm going to go 2-1. I can't see another sort of 4 or 5 goal going on, like a 3-2 again. But I'm going to say 2-1 to us because I can't just see one goal nicking it. And with your attacking line and you're at home, you know, it would be a battle for us to get to away from home. But I think the keys to that will be Sissoko doing the right thing and this Rami Al-Haj. I'd like to see him start, but it's whether or not he's not going to last the game because he didn't play. He hasn't played until April, until he came on for the 10 minutes or so on Saturday. But it's the one position that we've all been crying out for since Finn Azaz went to Middlesbrough. And so what we saw of him in the 10 minutes looked sharp, but obviously everybody was a bit tired. All the Sunderland players knew that they had a game at the end of that. So, yeah, I'm going to go 2-1 to us.
I like that because I always say back your team. Even if you think you're the underdogs, back your own team. Because if you don't, I think there's something wrong there. You've got to back your own team, haven't you? Regardless of who the opposition is. Always. It's that.
Just to Taylor, Dean, he must be either a West Brom fan or someone else, and he just said in the comments, Bro said Plymouth winning. Well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Taylor is probably from my side. But yeah, it's the way I see the game going. I mean, we've obviously touched on your key players with Whittaker, Sissoko, and how Hajif he does play. But obviously, it's not just our starting lineup for the Albion. I think there's the strength and depth that we've got coming off the bench that maybe prove pivotal for us, to be honest. I don't expect us to make many changes. I don't think we'll make any changes, actually, at the weekend. I think we'll play an unchanged 11. And I think, obviously, Josh Maja obviously goes without... doesn't really need mentioning. I think that says it all with his record this season. 5 goals, 5 games. I think that shows the threat that he carries in front of goal. And then, obviously, also the person that is going to set him up in Tom Fellows on that right-hand side, 5 games, 4 assists, top of the assist chart. Obviously, it bodes well for the Albion in that sense. But it's also, like you mentioned, John Swift. He will also obviously pick up that ball in that 10 position. But it's the rotation that we have in that middle 3 with Malumbi, Moa, and Swift. Swift will sometimes drop, and Malumbi will run in behind. And same with Moa. He's normally that deep line playmaker more than a holding midfielder, to be fair. But also, the overlapping runs from Hegum and Furlong will cause a lot of issues down the sides, I do believe as well. And obviously, it's a weapon in itself, Furlong's long throwing, if we do have a throwing it up your side. But it's all, like I did touch on with the strength and depth on the bench. We have got, obviously, we've got the likes of Jed Wallace on the bench, Mikey Johnson on the bench, also Grady Dean Garner, Uros Rakitic, all these sort of players that are going to be very key players for us as the season progresses. And I think a lot of them will become starters, especially Mikey Johnston and Uros Rakitic. I do see them coming into the team and becoming starters. But I do think because of that, I think that we will be too strong for you, especially at home. And obviously, a head and heart sort of prediction, my heart would say 4-0 Albion, which is probably what I've gone with on my video. But ahead... I can't see us always keeping clean sheets at home, and I do see you carrying that goal threat, especially with Whittaker and Sissoko on the sides. But also Hardy as well. I like Hardy as a striker. Whether he starts for you or not, I do like Hardy up front for you guys as well. Yeah. So it wouldn't surprise me to see a goal go against us, but I do think we'll be too strong, and I do see us picking up a comfortable win. I do feel that way. Good timing. I like it.
We're not going to lose 4-0, folks. There's no chance whatsoever. If that happens, it will be a bit of a... And of course, we all like a little bit of... So yeah, it is when you look at your head and your heart. And there's a few guys in the comments saying, yeah, going to the game from our side, which is great. We have a huge away following. It's not the longest journey. I had to, in fairness to Sunderland, anybody that has to come down from that far north, this is clearly the longest trip. But they all made a big deal of it, going the longest trip of the year and all this sort of stuff. But we have to do many of those.
Can I just say something quickly? Sorry.
Yeah, go on.
All of my people on my side are saying, "Okay, it'll be 5-0 then."
Oh God, I'm trying to find another. No, yeah, there we go. that's what I think of that. But hopefully at the end we'll be able to sort of come on and do the old, and we'll be like, we got a good result. Yes, we didn't get smashed 4 or 5-0. No, we went and absolutely did them. So those that are going, and Andy mentioned it to me, and by the way, we are on 11k likes. Andy, I did see your message to me just earlier. So also don't forget, importantly, be the 12th man. Hit your share and share it with at least 12 of your people. It doesn't matter if it's not 12, but yeah, please get this out there as we grow the football chat and podcast live streams on TikTok. But yeah, we were. Andy asked me the question: do you go to away games, and are you likely to come down here?
No, I don't get to many away games. I have to be honest. I'm a season ticket holder at the Albion. For the home games, it's difficult with work commitments to try and get away as much as I would like to. But yeah, I highly doubt I'll be able to get down to Plymouth, unfortunately, this season. I'd love to. I've been there, but ironically, last time I went there, it was for a pre-season friendly of all games. I chose to come down there and watch us play against you. But that was a long time ago now. But yeah, no, I don't get to many away games, unfortunately, but I would love to.
Yeah, I'm the sort of same. I do plan, because since we sort of started up, coming on to TikTok and doing this Block 9, as we do on here, we're like, yeah, we got to get to a away game. Harvey England, who will join us a little bit later, he's playing football tonight. He has a channel, YouTube channel, where he discusses he does his vlogs, and he comes on here and gives us, sort of insights to that, which is great. Having someone on that who can say, I was at the game. It's always such a different angle, when you're watching things when you're there. But Andy did say, and any other Albion fans that are coming down, there is a social club that is walking distance from the ground called the Hyde Park Social. They have like 2 floors where the away fans can go into the basement. Not that there's a deliberate reason to keep them separate, but it's great. You can have a pioneer pasty for a £5, folks, a £5, and it's not some dodgy booze or some dodgy pasty that we want to send you home with feeling ill. So it's a great little place to come. Cost just a couple of quid to get in. So if you are coming down, there's lots of parking as well, in streets nearby. So it's never normally too difficult to get a space. But yeah, we hopefully, and if any are coming down, then drop a DM in and let us know, and we can always sort of catch up and enjoy a drink. We did that with a couple of Sunderland fans, before and after. So yeah, that's all there as well for everybody.
Yeah, just want to touch on that if I can for all the Plymouth fans that will be coming up this weekend as well. Because we do have a fan zone right next to the Albion ground, which is there's a Greg's on site as well, guys. And we had a Jameson's van there not a van, it was like a double-decker bus that was giving out free whiskey last time. So I don't know if it's there this time, but yeah, come along to the fan zone. It's open to everyone, home and away fans, and it's a friendly atmosphere. And we pride ourselves on that at the Albion, unless it's the Wolves or the Villa turning up, then they're not allowed. But if any other team, they are welcome to come and join us in the fan zone. I will be there with my dad this weekend. So if you see us and you're coming up to the game, come and say hello. It'd be lovely to meet some of you as well. And also, right opposite the ground, guys, there is a car park literally right opposite.
He was just asking that in my chat. So, yeah, evening, mate. But, yeah, he was just asking that. I've also had someone, I think it was Carl, was replying to someone saying, is that Wayne Rooney's dad? So
I ain't that old.
Yeah, well, we all found that a bit
funny, because I've had, is that Ron Weasley's dad?
Well, I think I can embarrass myself now with all the fans from your side that are on. So I get called Jeremy Kyle a lot on here, which I like to think I'm holding my greys away. I am 44, so he's not much older. But and also Sooks, who's one of our defenders that we signed, over the break. So he's been immense, by the way, with Gibson since he's started the last few games. And also Adam Forshaw, for those that know of him when he was at Norwich and that as well.
You said that, as somebody just said, he's the incognito of Adam Forshaw.
Yeah, exactly. My doppelgangers. So I must admit, I don't do the whole go into before the game and getting photos with the players, but at some stage I'm going to have to, I think, go up and get one with Adam Forshaw, and then it'll have to end up with my profile pic. So yes, I do like those. So in terms of look at. Just checking over the questions that we've got. So we've already discussed the two managers and the thoughts. I think tactics, we tend to seem to sort of, there's this assumption that we line up 4-4-2, and Rooney sort of says, sort of it is and it isn't, because, we use the wing backs and bring them forward. So Edwards and Mumba both, sort of come forward there. But, we definitely do. And there has been signs where at times, he does seem to allow players just to sort of move around a little bit, which is, something he likes to do, but can be difficult if you're not used to doing that. That's for sure. So, it'll be like we said, alluded to earlier for those that just joined us, and good evening, by the way. It's going to be interesting whether or not we will go attacking or defensive. As long as we play it smart, but I did note it, and I just seen it just triggered me that could be an advantage for you at home, is if you start hard and fast, which is exactly what I think you will do. Sometimes Argyle always concede the first goal, like we did against Sunderland, before it then seems to bring out the best in us. But you don't want that to happen, because it's never easy to come back. So that's my concern. Is I'd like him. He might play a bit more of a stronger midfielder, so we could see Forshaw come on in replace of someone, or even Houghton, who I think would struggle with the pace of your midfield and attacking line, to be fair. But yeah, what you said, you expect the same lineup.
I mean, if you play a 4-4-2, that will play into our hands again. What we've found this season is the teams that play a 4-4-2 against us is the teams that we've had the most chances and enjoyed the most amount of the ball against. Because we do seem to dominate that midfield area, but also have that strength on the wings. And we always have that out ball in Grant and Fellows on the wing there as well. So if you do play 4-4-2, I do think that will probably play into our hands. The other thing is obviously we do play a 4-2-3-1, and that's how it looks on paper. That's not necessarily how it plays. We do like to push the fullbacks up quite high, and they almost sit alongside the double pivots in the midfield. So it almost becomes like a 2-4-3-1 almost, if that makes sense there. So that's how it seems to play in possession. Especially, like I say, in that midfield area, if you are short in that midfield area, we do like to overload that area of the pitch. But we're very transitional in the style of play. We don't have one style of play. We don't play we like to keep possession football, and we like to play through the thirds very progressively, but we're not afraid to go long and over the top and avoid that press entirely. Which is what I think a lot of teams struggle against and have struggled against with us so far this season, is they do go for that press, which Portsmouth did do in the first half and nearly did catch us out a couple of times in the first half. But second half, you didn't see us playing out from the back as much, and of course we did get that early goal in the second half. You're probably right, to be fair, that we will start quick. We normally do start quick. We scored within 54 seconds against Portsmouth for our first goal. And then obviously at home, we probably should have had 4 goals against Swansea in the first 4 minutes. So we do like to start strong and like to start quick to get that first goal, to create that space for us. That means that you have to attack us and come into the game a little bit more, and to again allow us that more space in an attacking sense. I think the way that you sum that up from a Plymouth point of view is very similar to what I probably would say that's how we sum it up our side as well. We probably will start quick. Yeah. And to be fair, that's probably what I'm expecting from the game as well, in all honesty.
Well, I have, yeah, absolutely. I just, need to chuck in a question there. So hopefully there's nothing untoward with this one. But I've been asked, how much do you love Steve Bull?
Yeah, we won't talk about that one. We'll just say he's a tatter. That's all we'll say.
That was from SD in the chat on my side. So it's always good. Just had a notice, an Oxford fan in here. So good evening. It's impossible, gents, while we're trying to sort of give you the views on each team to keep up with these comments. But I have to point out the Oxford fan that just said we're taking 3,500 away to Bristol. They've had a fantastic start, and it just shows if you can carry that momentum when you go up. We didn't have too bad a start when we came up either. Then, it's just like, yeah, fair play to you all. I don't know when we're due to face them down here, but you've got to give it to them, haven't you, with their start so far?
Yeah, definitely. Though, I mean, a lot of people in my side before I came live with yourself, we did have a couple of Oxford fans in here that were saying that they were the next Ipswich that were going to go up. I think that's very obviously optimistic, but they have had a very, very, very good start to the season, and fair play to them. The team with 3 sides only in their stadium are doing it. Can you call it a fortress if it's only got 3 sides? I think you can in Oxford's point of view, to be honest. They've had a very, very good start to the season. They're obviously, you said Bristol City away this weekend, and Bristol haven't had a very good start to the season, have they, to be fair? So it wouldn't surprise me if they pick up another 3 points on the road, to be fair, this weekend.
No, looking at it, Sean, who joins us on most of these, he's saying Oxford is on the 29th of December, so a good little back end of Christmas there. They are 7th in the table as well, so, it's...
Where are West Brom again?
Say again?
Where are West Brom again?
I can't. I haven't scrolled up far enough. Hang on, where's my glasses? Where are they? Yeah. So, I've found them. And again. Andy will be chuckling in the background. For those as well with the guy, I forget. Put him in the comments. Boomer something he is. Andy decided on our post match as well on Sunday. I did do a little clip video in my profile, so go check that out. He had some Carolina chilies and some oil, and did a little live segment for it as well, which was quite funny. And actually, he does like chilies, and he seemed to muster it perfectly fine. I could go nowhere near. Just looking at the top end of that table, actually. So obviously, there's your first place, and then you've got.
Who's that?
It's the signal going. So you've got West Brom in obviously top, except for when they lose on Saturday, and so you've got Sunderland in second, Blackburn, who we play before the next international breaks, and then Burnley, who we're also playing after Luton. So it's yourself, Luton, and Burnley, Blackburn. What a run! And if we can get some good points in that sector, that will be incredible. Watford in 5th. And Sheffield United in 6th, which completes the playoffs. Oxford, like I said, are sitting just outside in 7th, point away. Ourselves are, hang on, let me just scroll down a bit.
At least you're not in the bottom 3. At least you're not in the bottom.
No, exactly. We did enter it, unfortunately. I always like to sort of try and stay out of it completely. We're in 16th. And you've got in the bottom end, you've obviously got Cardiff, rock bottom, Portsmouth, second from bottom, and the hole down there. Preston just outside, Sheffield Wednesday just outside, and Luton, who jumped out after that win. So, things can happen. Obviously, you've got Preston, who have lost their manager, ex-Argyle manager, and recently Schumacher, who also left.
Yes, I saw, yes.
Which is just, I spoke to a couple of Stoke fans, and it's just barbaric. I know they've got billions, and you just like Peter Coates, like they're going, I tell you what, let's fire that person. There's just so much money. It's almost like there's no care in the world. But here's a question actually on that from a manager's point of view, Dino. What would you think if you then suddenly were touted for Stoke? Obviously, they've signed, I can't even pronounce his name, but they have signed a new manager. But what must you be thinking when your agent phones you up and says, Stoke are knocking? What's your thoughts?
I'll go as long as there's a big payout clause at the end of it for them to get rid of me. That's what I'd do if I was a manager's point of view, because they're not going to be there long. especially if they don't pick up results. I think the owners' expectations of managers when they come in are probably loftier than what the club can actually achieve at the moment, and they have to put the building blocks in place to get to where they want to be. And by firing managers left, right and centre, they're not going to be doing that, are they? I think they should have stuck by Schumacher a lot longer than they have.
Yeah.
The guy they've brought in is from Norwich, am I correct in saying that?
Right, okay, yeah.
But he hasn't had Norwich haven't had a great start to the season, in all honesty, in my opinion.
No, they're only sat one position above us, and that's because of goal difference.
Yeah, exactly. So this is what I mean. So they've brought in. I mean, Schumacher to me was more proven in the league than the guy that they've brought in. So in all honesty, I think it actually looks a backward step in my opinion. But
yeah,
I don't think a lot of the people in the boardroom at Stoke are probably football people, and I think there's a lot of people that make decisions that don't actually understand the decisions that they're making, unfortunately.
Yeah, and I know that. I mean, all of us Argyle fans, I mean, we all are feeling absolutely sad about Schumacher being sacked. But, you know, I mean, look, it is what it is. I mean, I said the other day, and I might have contradicted myself as someone commented, but, like, you know, he made his own bed with it. But, at the end of it, like you just said, you know, as long as you get a decent contract, then at least you know, right, if it doesn't work out, you'll be gone early. You're covering yourself with a lot of money, but it's not necessarily always a great move. But someone at some point, you know, hopefully not soon, in fairness to as a competitor, will sort that out, and then and that will be a good move for them. But it's just going to destroy. I mean, they signed Ashley Phillips as well, you know, which we had last season, and probably Schumacher had a big influence in that because he would have been on his radar, but because he took literally all our backroom staff pretty much and everything as well. So it's players like that suddenly come in because of the type of manager that is there, and then he's suddenly gone, really unsettles the situation for them, I think.
Yeah, massively. I just want to read out a comment in my
absolutely. Far away.
From Ashley Bailey, who's a Baggers fan, did say, "I will praise Plymouth for their superb following. They do some miles." So yeah, just a lot of credit to you guys, because obviously it's difficult. Every away day that you do is a very difficult away day. So.
Yeah, I used to enjoy it before I had my son who's 11 now. I used to try and go to at least, I think, about half a dozen games. And I did do deliberately just to tick them off, like Norwich and Ipswich when we were last in there. And also my dad's an Ipswich Town fan. So, that's always good fun. And that was on the coach as well. And you're sat there like this going, oh, how long have we got now? I've got hang on a minute. Oh, it's a bit crazy in here. So sorry, folks. They're going to be going, who's this guy you've co-hosted with, Deano? Jesus. But yeah, so I also have the guy next to me. He's well known for the Banana Bus Boys that go to away games. Jason, he does the driving of the bus, the minibus for them. Face joins them on a lot of those as well. The mileage is just incredible. Like I said, Harvey, who joins us and can't see that he's on yet, although I can't see within the chat. He goes almost, I think, to every away game as well. So it's nuts, but that's what we love about the being football fans. And if you can do, especially before you have kids, get to away games. I've got a son who, to be fair to him, he came to the Cheltenham Cup game, and so did my daughter, who's 7, and I managed to drag the wife along as well, bless. And they didn't mind it, they enjoyed it, but he is not into football. Just luck of the draw. I'm not going to force him.
It may come later in life.
Yeah, exactly. He's too busy growing a bigger channel than me on the other platforms, and he's massively into his aviation. So fair play to him. But there's just so many. Look, again, both of us from on both sides. Dean will concur. Thank you for all the likes. We are at the 15,000. I'm seeing 14.9, but Andy said to me on WhatsApp that it has hit 15. He's also, the cheeky git, taking a photo of me wearing that cowboy hat. So I'm glad it's emptying your TikTok balance, Andy. Andy as well does a lot of lives himself as a grumpy Oil. It's an anagram of Plymouth Argyle, which I just think, fairness to him, was genius.
I never realised that. That's very, very good.
Yeah, and I even tried ChatGPT to see if it would come up with it, and it couldn't work it out. So Andy's beaten the AI on that one as well. But
very, very good.
Yeah, we appreciate as well all the gifts.
Definitely. Thank you, everybody.
Everybody's been given. And if you have been sharing, like we said, act as our 12th man. Share it with at least 12, if you can, people in your following. Now, Dean, we could have probably done a couple of these early on, but I am going to activate the match. Let's see what this does. Right?
Oh, God, I haven't got many in my side, so you could probably get out.
Come on, you Greens.
Enjoy this win, because it's the only one this weekend.
So tap away on those screens. Oh, Dino's off to a fast start. Come on, guys, you've got to get us up there.
I did say we'd start fast.
The result of this could be the outcome of Saturday's game.
Oh, so, God, Baggies, don't let me down. Please don't let me down.
Come on, you Greens. Green and white army. I'm gonna constantly play, yes, you heard it here, the chili oil. Come on.
Come on, guys, play it for that reason. Come on. Win for that reason.
Come on, you're getting all the sound effects. Come on. We're miles behind. What's happening, people? Come on. Come on, as Martin Tyler just said. Come on, people.
Come on, everyone.
Yeah.
Don't let Plymouth beat us this way, guys. We've got to beat them both ways. Come on.
So it might backfire on you, Dean, because if you then win this one, I think the opposite is going to be the result on Saturday. So come on, people. Come on. Let's do it.
That could be the case, but if I do win, it could be a double loss.
Oh, here we go. It's kicking. I needed like a longer. Hang on. Here we go. Where is it? Come on, people. Show us some love. Welcome to
the
guys.
You can't be letting him play Careless Whisper and actually get away with it. Come on.
Oh dear, what else have I got on here? Oh, hang on. So come on, folks, let's get on with this. Like, it's, oh my God, they are double than us. Come on.
I'm just expecting it to get to about 30 seconds left, and then my pink bar just to go completely.
Well, me and Andy did this Andy put me into a match the other day for the first time. I've done one before, and I didn't even know what the hell it was when I was first on here. And obviously I get it now. So come on, I've got 25 people in the room. What are you doing? Tap, 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 tap. I'm guessing that's what you do, or you gift or whatever. So we're getting smashed. I mean, clearly West Brom have more fans currently than Argyle.
How many have you got in your side at the moment?
It's showing 22, if I'm reading that right.
Oh, I've got 21. You said you had 130 in there earlier, so I was panicking a little bit.
No, I tell you what that was. I used a flare, and it was the flare that was
okay.
I was excited, thinking we had the whole of TikTok on here watching us both, and we sadly didn't. So come on, we can't lose this, guys. This is embarrassing,
guys. Come on, let's get back. It's 2 wins this weekend.
Can I log in under my Pod 9 and do open
let's
up all my
2 wins this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've even got a Wolves fan gifting me. Come on.
Wow. You need to just to know, if you just leave his side, come into my side. In the second half, as we're now in the second half, then
we are a better second half team, Baggies. Come on, we are a better second half team.
I'll tell you what, that's coming. Have a look yourself. But I'm just going to try and check some of these comments. That pic that Andy passed in the group is what I took and posted. We've added you into our WhatsApp now, Ryan, have we? Hey. Tap the screen, guys. That's it, Andy. Keep it going. Marcus, who is always with us on these lives. I can't see Foster getting another manager's job. Oh, dear. That's, well, he's got 2 more years or whatever left of getting paid by Argyle. So, I tell you what, Dean, it's impossible when everybody, which is fantastic, is engaging with each other in the comments and replying. You can't even keep up with. That's what
I've been trying to build since. I mean, I haven't had this account long. I think I've probably been on here for probably a month now, maybe less than that, probably 3 weeks, a month, and it's just grown and grown and grown. But obviously, I'm Baggies through and through, and I always will be Baggies through and through.
There must be, Dean, a lot of Baggies on TikTok then, because I've been on TikTok since probably a year after it came out, and then did it for our work and got us on there as well. But I was not a person that liked to do videos. And then I posted the one that's in one of the 3 that I pinned, where we stayed up at the end of last season, and it just exploded. Well, when I say exploded, and what I'm like, wow, that exploded. And then I thought, oh, do you know what? I'll do a bit more, and I do video content for our stores at work. So we actually have a store in West Brom. I do work for the Range. So for those of you that know the Range, so yeah, I just started to get more relaxed. But the fact that because obviously for those that don't know, you have to get up to 800 before you can even record live stream. So the fact that you did that so quickly is testament. That's what I mean. There's obviously too many baggies sat on TikTok.
That's the thing, that I was trying not to just be baggies. I've been trying to build football like a community for all football fans, where everybody feels welcome. Come on, guys, this is getting very close. Quick, add back to it, guys. Oh no, guys,
Edwards is coming in very late. Oh my lord, look at that!
No, come on.
Oh, yes! No, you stolen it!
Yes! Come on, boys. Come on, boys and girls. Yes, thank you, FD. Thank you, Annabelle. Come on. Thank you very much.
I suddenly saw in the comments all the roses going. Ryan trying to do it on his backup account and stuff. That must have been where he had all his coinage. And we just we thought Edwards had got us over the line, but then he did it. Swift managed to sneak through everybody and bury one in the back of the net past Grimshaw.
Well done, everyone. I was worried that was going to be the reason that we were going to lose this weekend. Then if we'd have lost, so. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everybody that gifted myself, but also the Crazy Pilgrim. Thank you to everybody that did take part in that, not just in that match, but also throughout the live and tapping the screen and sharing it like you have been, and just engaging with us all. Obviously, we've tried to keep us involved as much as we possibly can. Sometimes it's quite difficult when we're having a conversation between the two of us like we have. Hopefully, you've enjoyed just listening to us rabble on as well, probably about the football. And you might not agree with our opinions. You may agree with our opinions, and at the end of the day, that is what football is all about. We don't care, but that is what football is all about. Everybody's got their own opinions, and as long as we're all friendly, we all have that friendly banter, and we all just enjoy the game that we all love. That is what's the most important at the end of the day.
Yeah, absolutely. And equally to both sides, give each other a follow. It's always good. And, when you can, some of us have more time on this, Andy, to do lives. I don't think he's ever off it at the minute. I think the other night. Does your family know you still exist? But he's enjoying it. It can be addictive, absolutely. Yeah. So if you see each other on live, joining. I think, Deano, if I was right in saying you were streaming live when your game was playing on Sunday, was I right with that?
Yeah, so I did a live watch along, which is good again for the community. They enjoy that sort of engagement. It's the live reactions people seem to love. So if you haven't done that yourself yet, it might be worth doing because it is.
Sorry, when you say live reactions, you mean what? Just doing
watching the game in the moment, basically. So your reactions to what's happening in the game in that moment, basically. Obviously, celebrations when you score. Obviously, anguish if you don't, or if you concede, obviously as well. But it's very much enjoyable, not just for their point of view, but also my point of view. I really, really enjoy it because it's again that engagement. It's like going down the pub and watching it with some friends in a way, even though it's through a screen and without the beer. But it's still very nice.
Yeah, exactly, and also you don't have the other issue. When you're with them, or even hang on a minute.
No, I tried to hold them in, to be fair, but until the end.
And you don't have to listen to this weirdo doing the whole careless whisper going on.
My mum will be loving this. She's in here. She's a massive Wham, massive George Michael fan.
Well, absolutely, and get on and follow the. So it's interesting that you mentioned about the live, the watch along, because you just reminded me, Andy, Carl, and all those that are in here tonight. I was actually going to suggest to the boys that we did that on Saturday as well, because I don't know if the games, I always get confused on what you do get on Sky these days, because I've got that and what you don't, but I don't think the game is live in the sense of on Sky unless you've got certain methods, which I won't mention. So I don't know, Dean, if you know, but if I can't watch it, then I will aim to listen to it. So I might as well do a watch along or listen along.
I'm honestly not sure. I only tend to look if I'm not going to the game. So obviously I'll be there on Saturday. So I haven't actually looked what sort of platform it's on to watch from. I'm not too sure. Sky do have a lot nowadays with that Sky red button or whatever it is to the Sky Sports Plus now. Which is good for people that can't get to those away games, which I think is excellent, which is how I watch the Portsmouth game. But just a reminder as well to any Plymouth fans that are coming up on the weekend, come and say hello if you do see me. It will be lovely to meet you. And obviously, just good luck for the weekend as well. Hopefully not too much good luck is on your side, but still good luck to you guys.
Well, I just thought I'd let the fact Carl's saying it'll be on Argyle TV, and if it is on a Saturday, I'm not sure, but if it is, I will watch it on there. But I think we'll definitely, in some way or another, try and do a listen along. But Dean also said to me offline, I mean, those of you that are going up on there, find him in the fan zone. If you mention the Crazy Pilgrim, he'll buy you a pint. So
I don't know about that bit. I just might find my way straight into the stadium now.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely.
I hope the Jameson's lorry's there so I can give you a free whiskey instead.
Well, at the end of the game, one of us might need those whiskies. So, but look, yeah, I think on both sides, what we're going to do is we'll break away the co-hosts so that we can still have a few more minutes. I'll probably hang around for another 10 or 15 so I can bring back in on my side Andy and Carl, and also anybody else who wants to sort of give their thoughts on the comments and our views that we've given tonight, because I know there's a lot of people that are keen to do it, and we're not far away from the 20,000 likes, which will be incredible as well. So look, from my side, Dean, and your fans, your side, it's been an absolute pleasure. And we'll have to even, I think at times, here's a good shout, in the international break, why don't we also connect up again and then see how we've all done in the last few games. Obviously, we will connect up on Sunday. We'll try and go a little bit earlier again, probably around this sort of 7:45 time. I'm conscious we do get a lot of the young audience on as well who like to come in and give their thoughts and listen into people like us talk about the game.
Would it be possible? I'm not free Sunday night, actually. Is there another day that might be suitable at all?
Monday night football.
Monday night football sounds good to me.
I'll tell you what I'll do is I'll pick up with the guys and see, because obviously we've tried. It's getting everybody available is one thing. We have talked about Monday nights before, but I think it's an issue for Andy. But also, if there's a big enough game on Monday night, people are going to be pulled towards that. Even, I mean, whether or not it's doable, Saturday night might work better. Well, it will if you win. If we win, it'll work better for us.
The best thing to do is I'll probably contact you after the live. We'll have a look at what works best for both of us. If it doesn't work in a co-host setting, I will probably try and jump into your live and do it as a guest. I'll come into the box or something like that for the review. But I will try. Monday night would work best for me. I have to be honest. Monday night would be the best.
Yeah, no, we'll have a look, because what we can always do is if we can't get together, any Baggies fans, if we do go live still on Sunday, then look, come in and join us as well.
Yeah, definitely jump over, guys. Make sure you give Crazy Pilgrim a follow as well, guys. Make sure you do that. And jump over. If I'm not live Sunday evening, make sure you do go and join these guys, because they do a wonderful live. I have been in there and they do chat brilliantly. And they are, even though obviously they're Plymouth fans, they try to give an unbiased view of the game as well, guys. They do try and do it from a very much a proper viewpoint instead of just a biased standpoint. So make sure you do give them a follow, guys.
I mean, we do even let the old Exeter fans in if they behave. So no, appreciate that. I'm just logging into my PayPal transfer, Deano, 50 quid for the plugs. Also,
I've only got one in here now, mate. So I won't. No, I'm joking.
Right, battle. Let's start a battle. Just as a note, Andy does do because he's got loads of time to do his live. He does do, as he's just noted in the WhatsApp, he does do his championship chat. So you can find him live day, morning, night, 24/7. It seems at the minute. But no, Andy, when he's on live, and he does do a lot of counselling stuff as well. That's his profession. So he does some serious work with that as well, just to note. But when he's doing his championship chats, equally go in and join him there. But what we'll do is we'll look at the weekend and see what works. Sometimes a Saturday night can be good if whoever's side has actually got the result, because then others might
I could do it depending on, again, your availability. Sunday afternoon rather than evening would be better for me. So it's, again, depending on your availability as well there.
Yeah, and I'll definitely look at that. It's one of the things we're all conscious of, I'm sure, is family time. So I'm very conscious that I don't sort of shut myself away on these lives too much, because that's important, because you can get lost in these. So
Definitely.
But absolutely. So look, pleasure. And if you want to, I don't know how you disconnect. How I disconnect.
I know how, so I'll do it my side. But honestly, thank you for this evening, and I am looking forward to reconnecting again. Hopefully this weekend, and obviously throughout the season as well, and of course in the reverse fixture as well. But of course in the international breaks as well. Thank you to everybody on the Crazy Pilgrim. So, what's your name actually?
Mike.
Mike, okay, I'll call you Mike unless you prefer the Crazy Pilgrim. Completely up to you.
Yeah, no, it's easier. Mike's just easier. And before you go, don't forget.
Carolina Reaper!
Now remember, Dean.
But yeah, have a good weekend, Mike. And thank you for the 3 points.
3 pints to the guys that are travelling up. Find Dean, say the Crazy Pilgrim. 3 pints is what he's referring to.
But yeah, you take care of yourself, mate, and speak to you over the weekend. And thank you, everyone. I will stay live my side, guys, just disconnected from the co-host. But yeah, cheers, Mike, and see you again soon.
See you later, mate.
Cheers. Bye-bye. I'm trying to do it now. Oh, I thought I knew how to do it. Wait, I do. I've done it. Right, see you later, Mike. Take care.
Bye. So, and we have crossed, ladies and gentlemen, we have crossed the 20,000 likes mark. I think Philippe, who's in the chat, and his Carl's son, his fingers, I think, have gone numb, is what I seem to read in those comments there. So fair play, Philippe, for that. So, look, folks, anybody who wants to come in, the door is open. I'm going to bring Sean in, come in as well. There he is, a grumpy loyal. Ryan is there. They're all flooding in. Carl.
Come on, better put him in time. What have you been doing? Yapping all night?
Hey, look, I'm surprised you've got my voice, Andy.
Hang on. I need to post it.
Oh, it's funny.
Oh my God.
Carl! It is as Rick Grimes.
Hang on a minute. No, because I don't want to risk busting the live. If I was able to, I would have gone out and added it and stuck it on my background. But that is
All he wants is some Carolina Reaper chili oil.
It looks like he is having some Carolina Reaper chili oil.
Oh dear, that was hey, look, all credit and fair play to Deano. Well, there we go, Andy.
That was
absolutely brilliant. So
that's great. That was a great live.
Yeah,
that was a great live.
2K, mate.
Yeah, and everybody who's been talking in the comments, and yourself and Carl, who's been responding to people, and likewise others, fantastic. Jasmine saying from 2 Minute Tuesday to this, amazing. Jasmine, what store are you from? You've just popped up on my FYP. So for those that don't know, best comment of the night that. So at work, I work and do a lot on the operational side for us. I've been at the range for a long time. In many different roles, but I started a 2 Minute Tuesday video, which is what led me then to get more confident in front of the camera and do these live. So we do a 2 minute update to stores every Tuesday on what's happening on certain things. And so, yeah, so Jasmine, who's from one of our stores, Stafford. Yeah, so fair play, Jasmine. This is going to go around now, isn't it? You've got to tell everybody in the store, the Crazy Pilgrim, i.e. Mike from the 2 Minute Tuesday, is on TikTok, folks. Go and follow him.
Mike, have you done a 2 Minute Tuesday about allowing dogs into store now?
There was a subtle mention of it. Let's just say it's an interesting one. That
Very. I don't know why you take your dog around the range anyway, to be honest.
Well, mate, we'll take money from anybody.
Yeah, I noticed that tonight, mate.
Well, I emptied your wallet, Andy.
Come on, show the grumpy lawyer some love, guys.
Hey, that picture is actually a quality picture.
I'll have to set that as my profile pic. So,
Yeah, you definitely.
Jasmine's now following me. So
What you need to do is have a Carolina Reaper in the background as well.
I want. If I could do some editing on that, I'll do it.
Oh, that's hilarious.
it is.
Have the news at 10.
Well, hang on, wait for it. What else have I got on here? No, I shouldn't do that because
let's pull this together, Mr. Host, right? And let's talk football.
Yeah, come on,
We've
put
been
yourself
sitting here in a
together.
room all night, tapping that flipping screen.
Let me just check my hair. Jasmine, does my hair look as good as it does on the 2 Minute Tuesdays? So
She hasn't watched them. That's what.
no. I
At
do.
least you've got hair, Mike.
Hey, I'll have you know, Ryan, that a lot of stores look forward to those every week. So there's a huge amount of commitment for me to get those delivered. Because
It's actually quite funny. Actually, you're talking about the range. My nan used to work for Chris Dawson when he used to do Barbican discounts on the Barbican.
I've worked with him now I'm in my not 20th year, believe it or not, and I've been very fortunate to do a lot of big things there. But he is a character. Not everybody's cup of tea, but it is what it is. But he's got a heart of gold at times as well. But let's
Get
just
him,
say,
get him to sponsor your shows.
So he's been there like 20 years, right?
I will
Been there
clarify.
20 years, walking around the store. Does he get a Range Rover for his on service?
He has promised me a drive in his brand new Lamborghini, but
Really?
I have to say, while Jasmine's on here, I want to give an absolute shout out to everybody in our stores right now because it is not easy, and that's why I do the 2 Minute Tuesdays, because I try and bring some joy and fun to what is tough. Not just for our stores, but for retail out there in general at times. So Christmas is getting set up. So if anybody needs all their Christmas stuff, get into the stores. And we've got an exciting, hopefully it will turn into an exciting video, Jasmine, to bring you all in the next couple of weeks for Christmas launch. But yeah, it's an absolute shout out to everybody in retail. So she's the assistant manager at our store. And she's, it's definitely been tougher. We don't make things easy, but hopefully, that will change. I've got some exciting projects in the background that I just need to get signed off. So,
Quick question.
Football.
Quick question for you, Jasmine. What was the range called before it was the range for you? Because obviously it was CDS in Plymouth.
You've just given it away, haven't you?
You just answered your own question, Ryan.
No, but CDS wasn't actually.
Ben.
It was only a Plymouth store.
No, here's a story as well. Plymouth wasn't the first store either. It was Exeter under a different.
Oh, don't swear.
I know. Chris used to do a brilliant marketing plan where he said everything under a fiver. And when everybody come in and even the local trading standards, he's like, well, not everything's under a fiver. And Chris went, yeah, here's a pinned a fiver to the ceiling. Under a fiver.
Okay.
So he is very good on the gags, very quick with that. Big love, as I said, to retail. But yeah, so what did you think of Dean's thoughts? What jumped out to you? Let's go to you, Andy, in terms of game.
They're very much like Sunderland, right? When Sunderland came in here, they probably thought that they were going to have the upper hand on us because we hadn't won anything. Well, hardly. Well, we had 2 draws, right? And a cup win even against Cheltenham. So they're sort of looking at us and thinking, oh, little Argyle haven't really won much. So Sunderland alluded to a false sense of security. I think that's going to be the same on Saturday. I think we're going to go and get a point up there. There you go. I'll put it out there now. We're going to go and get a point up there. 1-1 draw. I don't think they're going to get as easy as they think.
No, I would disagree with you, actually. I know I went 2-1 because I'd like to see us win, but you would not complain about a point, that's for sure.
Yeah. But, I mean, Albion are a really good side, and, they've got a 100% away record at the minute, and I think they've only drawn 1, haven't they? Drawn 1 at home.
Yeah.
That against Swansea, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they've drawn 1 and they've sort of won the rest of the 4, so they're a really good side. We're not going to take them lightly. I think if we can just give them a second half, mate, you know, that we had on Saturday, and we'll go and snatch them like that.
Yeah, as long as we don't start, we've just got to be a bit calm. And just Jasmine's comment, she's a Man United fan. Don't tell anybody I'm also a United fan. I'm sorry for swearing.
No.
We all know you've got a Man United top underneath that Argyle one.
Oh, there we go.
my God.
Flashing his boobies online.
Please say you got a screenshot of that, Ryan.
No, I didn't actually. He was trying to be Fabrizio Ravanelli.
Carl, I'm sort of slightly worried that you were hoping Ryan did capture a screenshot of that.
I really was. Would have been a great profile picture.
Oh, dear. It would have been one of those-
Nipples out for the lads.
Can we have a reenact of it, Mike? That's not the nipple, that's the bum.
Oh, you are my sunshine, and all that jazz. Go
Yeah,
on.
West Brom, one-dimensional. Yeah, good shape, Marcus. I think they are one-dimensional. We just can't play them at their game, really.
Just play triangles against them.
They would like it.
Yeah. Well, look. And also, sorry, I need to pick up on the serious problem that happened in tonight's, co-host stream. I mean, Ryan, you nearly pulled it for us right at the death, but they managed to just smash it away from us right at the end in that battle. I mean, what are we doing losing that, folks?
Well, I was trying to do everything I could. I even went on like every single account just to see what coins I had.
And if I hadn't gifted out already, Mike,
you gave
Mike
some
giving
good
all my
ones.
gifts away, giving all my coins away, then we would have won that.
Do you do it via gifts, do you?
Yeah.
Tapping, I think, as well as gifts.
Yeah, I know you can tap once, can't you? But
You can tap once.
Tapping gives you 3 points.
yeah,
And then obviously every single gift
right.
is 1 point per like. So if you sent a money gun, it would be 500 points.
Yeah.
Good
Well, next time
question,
you do
Jack.
that from the
Comment
start,
in
you'll
the
win
section
straight
whether
away.
Mike have Argyle sold out for Saturday. I don't know. I think it must be pretty close to it there because we always sort of.
It's not the longest journey, is it?
I think we're taking
but
a
we
couple
always
of
seem to
pounds
fill out our
off.
way allocation. We want to do well there.
Yeah. It's hopefully it's all good. Divine Mason, good evening. We've seen in there as well. Jack have put that's the comment Andy was just reading out. Marcus, maybe the pennies dropped for Sissoko when he passed it. There's absolutely, like I highlighted, no question of a doubt that Whittaker alluded to it in his post-match, and Edwards almost said it in his post-match. So, and do you know what? Sometimes it just takes a few of your teammates to turn around and say, "Will you just give us the ball early?" And that could be so pivotal. Oh, the Godfather's in tonight, good evening. That could be so pivotal to us getting either a draw or even nicking the win.
Yeah.
Cheers,
Just to be
Wayne.
in our game. We just got to keep an eye on their front line because they're lethal at the minute. If you can keep them at bay, if
don't forget about
Suits can keep them at bay and Joe Edwards can sort of maraud forward a bit, then we've got a chance, mate. I think we're going to draw,
Yeah, you would have said that against Sunderland, though, wouldn't you? That they've got that capability up front, and I think it's going to be Does anybody think the back line is going to change much? I would be nervous about changing it, and we're not. It's not like it's a Tuesday game, so there is a good resting period. Would you?
Yeah, you've got to keep it the same, I think, haven't you? I think the way we played against Sunderland, I think it'd be harsh to drop anyone from that.
I think the only change I'm making the back four is bringing Galloway in, really.
For who?
Mumba.
It's got to be Mumbo, unfortunately. We're going to have to
away from
sacrifice
home,
him
you've got to be a bit more defensive, I suppose, haven't you? So that's not a bad call.
or push Mumbo up into the midfield, onto the left wing.
I can't drop my star.
I can't drop Sissoko.
No, it's hard to drop
No,
them.
but Sissoko's going to be a marked
big
man. Then
question.
bring Sissoko on second half maybe for Mumba.
Well, while we're just not to leave him silently sat in the top right hand corner, Sean, what are you changing, if anything, for Saturday?
Nothing. I'll keep the same lineup.
Excellent. I think, but would you bring in Rami though to start this one, or do you think we need a stronger sort of defensive midfield, maybe Forshaw, maybe
Strong. Need stronger.
yeah,
I would start with 5 at the back.
yeah, okay, yeah, and then just sort of use a couple of them still to bring it forward when needed. Yeah, it could well be. I mean, that's my big question tonight for us lot is, would you start Rami Al-Haj? Now, yes, he did look really good when he came on, but let's not forget those Sunderland players and even our players had a hell of a game up until that point. So, there is the tied legs.
I wouldn't start Rami.
No,
I'd bring him on. I'd bring him on.
I'd bring him. I'd give him more game time. Against Sunderland, he played 25 minutes plus added time. I'd give him 30 minutes run out.
No, for me, you've got to start him. You've got to start him.
Yeah, I'm with Carl.
I think you've got to start not for the whole 90 minutes. I think he bottled it against Sunderland and brought him on for the last 30. I think we need to start him for the first 60. And then
he's got to get used to the early pace, hasn't he, Carl?
Yeah. He looked some player when he came on, and he's going to create a lot of chances for us. I just don't rate Callum Wright in that position in this league, I'm afraid.
No, I mean, I would. No offence, Andy, with Callum Wright, but I would even go with Houghton if for sure above it.
Mate, what we're forgetting as well is we've got Freddie Asaka coming back into it. Now, do we bring Asaka in for this game?
Yeah, well, exactly, and then Hardy is, to be fair, as even Deano pointed out, and I didn't mean that we didn't go through every player, obviously, but he could be again pivotal as a substitution. I think Obafemi will start again.
I don't think Obafemi should start because they've got two tall defenders that will outmuscle Obafemi. I mean, Obafemi is a strong striker.
Will they outpace him though, Roy?
They won't outpace him, but obviously Hardy can win the ball in the air. So is it worth playing two up front?
I think 4-4-2. I think you're right, Rye. Have a 4-4-2 up front.
They will absolutely love us to play 4-4-2. I think he said when we were talking about the tactics earlier. I think it's going to be an interesting one because, like we sort of said in that session, we've got the momentum. Excuse me. I'll take a drink, Andy.
Chili oil.
Chili oil.
Hang on.
Carolina Reaper and some chili oil.
It's not a bad shout, Connor. I'd play Rooney up top. That'll be good because he's still got it, hasn't he?
Sorry.
We could also play a 3-4-2-1 as well, so...
I've just seen Connor. Evening, Connor. Yeah, I think Jasmine's joined back in. It's going to be, what I was trying to say is it's going to be an interesting test because I think, it would be monumental if we did get the 3 points on Saturday, back-to-back, top of the table teams that we go and beat. Nothing is impossible, but I think it's what I'm sort of in my sort of gut is like, as long as we don't go out there and have a bit of a collapse. I know obviously the West Brom fans are all predicting a high, scoring line for them without us scoring anything. You almost don't want to go up that high and then straight back down again because then all the Rooney haters will come back out. Yes, well, I don't know if he's tried to pop in tonight or not. Interestingly, as he snuck in, Andy scared him off literally straight away. But I think that's we don't want to get a sucker. So what are we on to now? So I'm going to call it now because my wife's still up and I'm going to go and chill out with her for the rest of the night. And look, it's Friday tomorrow. The week has disappeared, but absolutely brilliant to have Dean on. You guys as well.
It was brilliant. He spoke some sense as well.
Yeah. Hey, he wasn't lying in his bed either, was he, Ryan, when he was talking to us?
And he's not up all night.
Hey, I'm allowed to. I'm resting because obviously of my arm.
Thanks, Lord. That's what it's all about, though, guys, isn't it? Being honest with each other and being honest with other fans and stuff. We're not going to go up there expecting to win the game, but I think we can go up there and get a point easily.
It's going to be interesting, though, isn't it? Being the third away game. So obviously, we all know what happened against Sheffield Wednesday. That was a disaster. The QPR game, we started really well. Then we had the red card, which buggered up that game. So the third away game is going to be interesting to see how far we've kind of improved.
I think we've improved. I think we've really improved vastly, Carl.
Yeah.
Just before I forget, because I did allude to it when Dean brought it up. Firstly, Carl, I don't think it will be on Argyle TV because it's a Saturday game, or is it?
If you got a VPN.
Oh yes,
which is perfectly legal to mention that. So if you've got a VPN, you can mask where you're.
Yes, I completely forgot about that over the summer break. So
if you've got a dodgy Fire Stick.
No, we don't swear.
We're not meant to. Yeah, don't swear on this live, please.
Yeah. Don't. You'll affect the audience engagement if you start touting dodgy things. But no. Anyway, on that note, who is around? Because I will watch it anyway. So who's around for a watch along? Obviously, we won't stream it. Just to be absolutely clear, I will not be showing it on the TikTok live.
No.
But I'll be sat there in the live while the game's going on. So who's around for that this weekend?
I can be listening to it. I'll probably listen to it. I won't watch it.
No.
No,
You can still sit on here, though, can you?
I'll definitely listen to it.
Yeah.
He only has one device, don't forget. So you can't listen to it at one.
That's hot stuff. Chili oil.
So, Carl, are you around to do a watch along?
I should be able to. Yeah.
Yeah, and then and Ryan, guessing you'll just be in bed. So yeah, I'm guessing you will be.
Well, it actually depends because I might be going to watch that small town up the road.
Pardon?
Torquay.
Yeah. No.
Hey,
I'm going in the away end because it's my good mate, a good friend of mine's team.
Send him off. Give him a red card.
No, Stevenage are playing Exeter.
Harvey.
Oh, hello, Harvey. Better late than never.
Right at the end, Carl.
I'm literally
Better late than never.
Close out.
Hello, mate. Good to see you, Harvey.
Yeah, can you just say in the comments, Harvey, are you going to the game? I think you are, aren't you, on Saturday? So, and also we'll firm up. We'll firm up about doing the post match and what works. We'll pick that up in the WhatsApp afterwards. But I think what's great with Deano is even if he can't make it, if we do end up doing it Sunday again, we'll pick up with him in the week. And we can join.
We could get his thoughts, get him to video it, and then post it. Like.
He will do that probably anyway, won't he? Because he does do a lot of that anyway.
Yeah.
So we'll do that and just share it.
I'll do my championship live sometimes during the week. Probably going to be Tuesday at this rate. But I'll always do a sort of live on a Tuesday just to keep it up a bit.
Just a Tuesday, Andy. He's live Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
No,
join the
Monday.
Grumpy Loyal. He's live every day, any time of the day. You'll find him on TikTok live. Go and join him for his sessions.
It's from 9 a.m. till 10 a.m.
So we've got Harvey saying his training was late. He will be there at the game. And what was the other comment? Score predictions. Yeah, so everyone, before we go, we need to do a score predictions for Harry.
So go on, Andy.
I think one each.
Ryan?
No.
Oh, Carl?
I'm going to go for a 1-0 win for Argyle.
Good man.
Sean?
1-1.
Connor Dayton says 8-2. If we win 8-2, Connor, right, I'll buy you 8 pints. There you go, how's that?
If it's 8-2...
If it's 8-2, Andy's going to eat another chili on a live.
I will. Okay, so goal scorers.
Where's Mel?
I think
Alfie
that
Lloyd.
Sissoko's going to score his first goal for us. His second goal for us.
Alfie Lloyd, who's in the comments, is Tony Ruffles' grandson.
Oh, yeah. Hi, Alfie. Welcome.
Evening. So I am going to close down now. And obviously, but before I go... I haven't given my score. Well, you all know if you've been on here long enough. So I'm going with 2-1 win to Argyle, and there's definitely I'll be surprised, but I do not see it just being one goal or goalless in this one. That's for sure. So unfortunately, folks, it is the end of this session tonight. Welcome to the Late Night Love on Plymouth Sound. For those of us that are on Sound.
That's going back in the day, isn't it?
Ian Colbert there.
And don't forget, if you're old enough, it was with Martin Tyler. Yes, and the Late Night Love. So,
Ian Colbert.
hey, look, if it's nothing but interesting and fun at the same time, hey. So, yeah, thank you for all the gifters. Thank you for draining Andy's bank account on TikTok, Ryan's bank account on his 3, 4, 5, 6 accounts because he stalks everybody on here. Carl, did you gift anything? I didn't notice it, but I hope you did.
I didn't, mate.
He only tapped
gift
because
around.
he didn't know.
And
He only tapped.
I've got to say thanks to Sophia.
What sound effect is that?
Philip, thank you, mate, for all the tapping.
Yeah.
Dino's come over now.
Dino. Hello, mate.
Dino.
Please give him a follow. Give all the guys that you're listening to right now a follow.
I literally went over there and went, He's an incognito, Adam, for sure.
Dino, I tell you what, mate, it was a real pleasure having you on the live tonight. You talked some good football, mate. I'm going to be doing a live on the Championship probably on Tuesday, mate. So if you're around, I'll talk to you then. If not, hope you lose at the
Let
weekend.
the best team win.
No,
Let the best team win.
Hey, look,
it's for what it's worth, mate. I said it's going to be a 1-1 draw. Hopefully that's the case.
Yeah, it's no, we're going to win, Andy. It's going to be, it's going to be a good one. So look, thanks everybody for tonight. Much appreciated. We've ended on 22,000 likes. So Philip, as we just said, has got no thumbs left, no fingers. So he'll be going into school tomorrow, and he won't be able to write because his fingers won't do anything. But much love for that. So, gents, everybody, thank you for tonight, and we'll see you next time.
Take care, guys.
Bye bye.